Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you a few new products that are available in the shop. The first one is a 5x7-inch cover plate called Boom. Then there is this die called Today is a Good Day, and that is a Paige Evans design. So I am doing something that you don't actually have to do, but I thought it would be helpful for myself. I don't actually know why, but okay, so I die cut the design from white cardstock first to to put it on a cardstock, so that when I die cut all the pieces from various color cardstock, it will be easier for me to find their spot or line them up, because basically what's under it is already lined up, if that makes sense. You will see that I kind of got it all crooked. No idea how that happened. I tried really hard not to do that. So it was good that I actually placed it on a larger cardstock, so I can trim off the edges when I'm done. I don't know, maybe it only makes sense in my head to do this first. I think you probably can do without this step, but I think it only took like 20 minutes to do all of it. So, I mean, with the colors as well. So I don't think this was really a long time. Okay, so I'm trimming off the edges, and then I'm starting with the colors. Now, this what I'm doing here is actually slower, because I did not have enough time, or I also did not want to mass produce the design. But the easiest way would actually be if you die cut the whole panel several times from different colors, and then you can create that many cards. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 8 different colors if you were going for that look. So basically, if you die cut the whole panel from 8 cardstock, then you create 8 different cards. Why I didn't do that is, believe it or not, what you see here is pretty much the only space I have for crafting. So I don't have enough space to put all the die cuts around me. That is one of the reasons I just cannot do that. So I just die cut some parts of the whole panel. Of course, this created quite some waste. I did keep them, and then in the end I did another card that I wasn't planning to, but I just couldn't justify throwing away all that beautiful cardstock. So in any case, to not create waste, it's probably better if you create multiple panels like this. And then I don't know, I did not actually have a plan for this card, but once I saw how all these beautiful colors look together, I just did not want to cover it up. So I added the shortest possible sentiment that I could think of. And this is also a new product. It's called Disco Alpha Solid, because there's two. Actually, there's an outline, and there is a solid version. They are two sets because they are quite big, and you can use them separately or together. Now, my next card, I'm using this Paige Evans design, and I die cut that from white heavyweight. Sorry, I just want to say things too quickly. So I die cut that from heavyweight white cardstock twice, and then I glued the 2 layers together, and I cut a few strips of paper, the same colors that I used on my other card, and I used a ruler to check how big those letters were, just to, kind of eyeball the background later. um, I did have to trim some of the strips, I think. If you look at Good and Day 2, the two purples, I think the top one is a bit bigger. So I kind of wanted that there's only one color visible behind each row. And then to add something special, I added some enamel dots, tone on tone, to each of the larger openings. Now this die cut actually has the inner pieces as well. I just didn't want to use them on this card design. And by the way, all the cards that I'm making in this video are 5 by 7 inches. And now moving on to the next card, I already have my heavyweight base, and I'm adding light pink panel to it. And here is what the die does actually. And here I'm going to use those inner pieces as well, but now I remove them because I find it easier to glue like this. And you will see me very often when I use glue, especially on pieces where the lines are really kind of thin. I will use either my fingers, mostly my fingers, but this was a really large surface, or a paper towel to kind of get rid of the excess glue so that I don't end up with that on the paper. It's a lot cleaner this way. It's just a tip, especially with those outline dies. The Disco Alpha, for example, the outline, that will be quite useful, I think. At least I'd never use double-sided adhesive on die cuts like this. I don't think it's clean. I always have dust on the edges, so I just prefer liquid glue. But that, to each their own. And now I'm filling in the letters. And if you can see the dimension, that's actually 2 layers of the letters, but only 1 layer of the background. I really like that look. I do this inlay very often. And then now I'm also adding some color on top of those. So it's going to be even more dimensional. And of course, you could do every other letter at the same time, but I was losing, how should I put this? I was losing sight of what it's going to look like. For a while, I can kind of keep all that information in my head, all the colors, where they will go. But after a while, I just lose track. So I am going to do this in a few cuts. Like I will send the die through the machine several times, as you can see, like 4 or 5 letters at a time, just so that I can work with less waste, because otherwise I probably would end up with letters or colors that are not right, if that makes sense. So it takes a bit, but it doesn't take too long. I think it's worth it, but also I think it already looked good just white, but I wanted to bring back all those colors that I used on the other cards. So and then I'm just gluing them in place, and often I swipe off the excess glue on my fingers, to be honest. And then I'm also adding a few enamel dots, and this was actually really funny. I was looking for the right colors, and then I find this Altenew. I think it was with a scrapbook collection some years ago, with their second one maybe. That the colors in those enamel dots, or that set of enamel dots, are actually quite similar. There were just some extra colors in there. Okay, so like I said, I did not want to throw away all the die cuts, especially the bigger ones. So I am using some of them to create not a full background, just a focal point on my card. This is going to be a very, very, very simple card. And this reminded me of this, what are those called actually? Don't don't laugh at me if I'm saying something wrong, but aren't those called graphic novels? I'm not sure because I never was into these, DC comic. Oh no, maybe comics. You know what I'm talking about. I've never been watching those movies either. So anyway, but those POW things, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that's gonna be my sentiment as well. Maybe it makes no sense at all, but I needed something short, and it's just like a hooray kind of thing. So I used an older stamp set that I don't have in stock, and I don't even think I'm gonna reorder it or restock it. It's a birthday set, and so I used 2 sentiments from that set to finish this card. Super simple, but at least I used those die cuts. And then I am adding 2 layers of these letters, always layers of die cuts. I hardly ever use 1 layer of anything. And then I'm also adding some enamel dots just because, I like them. And the colors were great. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you like what you see. I hope you like the new products. I really love all that I used in this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you check out the other videos. I believe I made 5 for today, plus the release video that I'm still working on. Thank you very much again for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.